So I got caught in the ban the other day, the TikTok ban, when everything went dark for a couple hours, and I got caught using a VPN, more or less. So here is something that the 12 or so hours sort of did for me. Alright, so the first thing the ban did for me was sort of put things into perspective in terms of how addicted I seemingly was to the application. The thing about it is that, yes, it's made for casual scrolling and so on and so forth, but sometimes we end up in what's called the doom scrolling aspect of things, where you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. In the interval of time that had passed, I genuinely got a lot more done than I thought I would have, surprisingly enough, and it sort of led me to more or less reevaluate how much I use the app. Alright, when it came back up, I didn't even know that it came back up, as I did post when it came back up that I didn't know that it was up until I heard my wife watching a video that said, "Oh, TikTok is back." And so yeah, that time that it was out, I actually did some planning, and of course part of why this video is now coming out is because of that, and put some other things in perspective for me. As I was said, one of the main things that it did for me is sort of reevaluate how I utilize the app, or how often I'm using the app. And so what I sort of did is that I didn't delete the app because, for one, I wanted to see exactly how long it was going to last, and surprisingly it didn't last long. And part of it was me saying, if it didn't last, or if it wasn't going to last, then the risk of not getting back the app would have been that in mind. So that's part of why I didn't delete the app. But the reevaluation is that, one, I more or less operate in a manner of out of sight, out of mind. So I just took the app off of my main screen, and it has been good so far, if I'm being real. I haven't gotten any much notifications from it, apart from when I get sent 1 or 2 TikToks from friends, and that's the only time I probably go into the app. Just look at the message and then move on. Another thing, however, that it sort of put into perspective for me is, as I mentioned, how much time was really and truly being wasted. Because the reality of the situation is, especially in these more, for lack of a better term, modern times, it's important that we not waste our time, rightfully so. And the reality of the situation is that even just doing content creation requires a lot of time, and as such, because of the reevaluation as well, I am doing a bit more time management. So yeah, additionally, and I think most importantly, something I recognized from utilizing the app when it came back up is that I started to do more or less comparing myself to others. Because for one, I haven't been creating content for a while, hence why this video is just coming out, apart from, as I said, the re-evaluation and stuff. But this video is just coming out a couple days after the ban, because I remember in some of my earlier videos, I really had quality content in terms of how everything looked, how everything sounded, that type of thing. But unfortunately, I had lost that camera and somewhat struggled to get back a camera since then, whether it is a matter that I had to borrow a camera, or genuinely just wanting a camera for myself, which of course, more importantly, is what I sort of looked to have done last year. Hence, I am now speaking to you on my own camera. I will give thanks for that. And so I was wanting more or less to keep the standard high and get even better, but I realized that sometimes you sort of have to dial it back a little bit first before you can get back to where you were. And so with that in mind, I'm taking my time getting back into more or less the groove of creating content for one, and sort of selecting my items to develop how the quality of my content looks. Right now, this is more or less just natural light, and room light that's lighting me, and in the background, as you can see, it's just my desktop monitor running a YouTube video with some extra elements on it. And so yeah, as I said, we're just taking time and doing that. You can also see on my chest I have a DJI mic now, so that sort of will help with the audio aspect of things. And if I did what I hope to do, then this would have been my second video or third video, depending, with regards to utilizing my Osmo Pocket. Now, if you've paid attention to my description boxes, you'll normally see what camera I'm shooting on and what program I'm editing. Commonly, I'm editing in Premiere Pro at the moment. I'm actually looking to transition over to DaVinci Resolve to sort of better my skills in various applications instead of just one. And yeah, but that was just a few things that sort of came to me, and I decided, no fancy script or anything, just off the top of my head, talk about them and sort of share, because I know that I'm not the only person who goes through a situation where, for example, in Jamaica, where like God, you realize, say, all right, you're going to have to find something to do at the time. It was somewhat like that for me, and it was really eye-opening to sort of acknowledge the fact that, for one, overusing the app is something that became a part of me and sort of hindered a lot of things from happening. And so, yeah, I just decided to share the video. If you genuinely found this video helpful or even relate in some way, shape, or form, share your story in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe for the content that will be coming up. I'll be doing some content in regards to the Osmo Pocket 3 because I've seen a lot of content, rightfully so, because this device has been out maybe a year or more now, and so just getting my hands on it and playing around and so forth, you'll see that it's been fun so far, and you should be able to see some test footage that I took, more or less just testing it out in different environments, along with the Osmo Pocket, not the Osmo Pocket 3, the DJI bike too. Alright, so you get to hear the quality in certain situations as well. If that video is up, I will link it, and also put an info card up here so that you can go ahead and look at that and look at it in a more local condition, for lack of a better term, because most of the content is international stuff. You may see one and two persons. I will actually check for them and link their videos below as well that have the Osmo Pocket 3 in Jamaica and how they utilize it. So once again, like the video if you found, or if you can relate to the content that this video has, and go ahead and subscribe if you're thinking about getting the Osmo Pocket 3 and looking forward to seeing more content on it. All right, so in the meantime, in between time,